Good morning, traders. We are 25th of May 2025. It's currently 9:20 a.m. in the UK. This is episode 36 of the 51362 EMA strategy. So welcome along. If you are brand new, please do subscribe to the channel. And before we dive into this latest series, we do have a free Telegram group, link in the description. Our broker is FP Markets. We get to use any lot size in any market. I am affiliated with TradingView. We get the 20 free alerts with the basic package. Feel free to use my link if you like. And at the end, we will be looking at the economic calendar for the news for the following week of what's going on with those big major red folder news that really pushes the market. Okay, so let's dive in to this latest episode, and just want to show sniper entry that I caught on gold. This is the screenshot that I put in the chat. And this is the thing with trading, you never really know if your trade's going to work out or not. No one knows where price is going to go. You have your criteria. When your criteria is met, you just set your alert, set your risk, and just see what happens, really. And this is the sniper entry. It was a beautiful sniper entry, literally to the pip. It hit and then it just reversed. And what I've noticed through my experience on this journey is to keep it on the safe side. You want to have your buy limit or your sell limit or your buy stop or sell stop not directly on the candle. You want it just above the candle because of spreads, because of TradingView is slightly different to cTrader, and you want to make sure that your orders get in fulfilled and you don't want to be missing out by a few pips with your order. Now with gold, we have been bearish for a while. My previous episode was catching this nice move down, so anticipating that we should get a reversal soon, so we always buy low. Okay, so I'm looking for buyers on this low. We had this last down candle here before this up move here. The 5 and the 13 EMA has crossed over here. This is actually on a, so this happened on a Thursday. On a Friday, I don't really like to trade on the Friday because of holding trades over the weekend. It's just unfortunate that this really great setup just happened to, print on a Friday, which is a bit annoying. But anyways, it come down to into this institutional candle down here. I didn't take this trade, as I mentioned, because it's Friday and I didn't want to hold it over the weekend. But on Monday, we did get this nice push away from that area. So I'm not in the trade. So I'm thinking, I believe this is going to reverse from here. So I'm looking for buyers, and I'm thinking that we might get a retest to this last down candle. Let's just take this off here. Take that off. Take this off. So now my next point of interest is this candle here, right? This last down candle before this next up move. And I went to bed and I was like, I'm going to place a buy limit for this candle. And I set my buy limit just above the body of this candle. So I actually set, it was bang on there, as you can see from the screenshot. You can look at the entry that I got. The entry was 3204. Okay, so it's 3204, 3204. So it was an absolute proper sniper entry, and 3204. But the good thing is the reason why it was such a good entry was because it never actually touched the body of the candle. It never even touched this body of this candle. So if I set my buy limit for the body of the candle like this, I wouldn't have got into the trade. I wouldn't have got triggered, and I would have missed this really nice bullish move up. Okay, so it's always good to set your limit orders just above, so you actually make sure that you get filled into the trade. And when I looked at it later, I was like, well, okay, this was clearly a liquidity grab for one, because it took out that's why my keyboard's not working, my other one, so I'm gonna have to use the one on my laptop. So it took out these equal lows here. There's a liquidity sweep there, and then it's reverse, right? So the 13 EMA alert would have gone off. But I'm thinking, well, why has it reacted from this area? Price normally always reacts or goes for some kind of reason, right? There's just price action for you. And when I looked at it closely, I noticed that there was a price gap that was filled. So there's a price gap here that was filled that I didn't really clock, and it was late at night, and I wasn't really properly analyzing it. But this is the reason why this come down. There was a price gap, and the reason why it didn't fill in the whole of the price gap is because it doesn't always have to. As long as it fills in 50% of the price gap, that's okay for the market to then go reverse. So if we measure this as a 50%, can you see how that pretty much 100% accurate there? It's filled in 50% of this gap, and then it's reversed. It's just one of the rules that they've set themselves, that they can fill in 50% of the gap, and then that's okay, and then they can reverse. So this has done that, and then it's gone. And then I woke up and I was in profit. 7 a.m. Yeah, so I was in profit around here, and I was like, right, okay, I'm in the trade now. I'm in profit. I'm holding. I do have my targets. My first target is actually this institutional candle here. So this is the last up candle before this down move. So this is my target as a take profit. And as you can see, we did hit that institutional candle area, and then the market, they've obviously taking their profits. They're obviously exiting the market there, doing what they've got to do, and that's why there was a small sell-off, a pullback, right? I actually closed the trade here, so it was a 1 to 3 for me. So sniper entry there. My stop loss was there, and as you can see, that's a 1 to 3 trade. And yeah, it was a beautiful trade. Very happy with that trade. I did risk 5% on this trade, so I made another 15% gain on the account, which was great. And I'm trading my own capital, right? I get to trade. I get to do what I want with my trades, so I can risk 5% if I want to. And a lot of these prop firms are coming up where you can trade their own capital and all that kind of stuff, and they only let you trade 1% to 2%, and that's all well and good. And I see a lot of people taking these challenges and failing and failing and failing and spending 300, 300, 300. And I'm thinking, like, why don't you just save up money and save like 2 grand, or save target to 3 grand, or try and get to 5 grand, and then you get to risk what you want per trade and risk 5% per trade. And if you risk 5%, I mean, you can do the math on that on a 2, 3, 4, 5 grand account. Like, I don't know. I just think it's better when you're in control of your own finances. But I will look at doing some prop firms challenges maybe in the future. I've never done one before, but I'm just liking trading my own capital and getting to risk a bit more, and it's all working out fine. Now I'm glad I did take the profit here because we did have the pullback down like this, and another good entry for this strategy is to, when the 13 EMA alert goes off like this, you set a buy stop there. Okay, you set a buy stop there, long position. So buy stop, stop loss is here. Next target is actually this institutional candle up here was the second target. So you have this last up candle before this massive down move, and we pretty much go into this area now. So it's nearly a 1 to 2 trade there. So yeah, gold has been great this week, and this is what we want. We want to see nice big swings like this, and just be patient and jump on when the opportunity presents itself. And I'm gutted I never got into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently at 107k. It did reach 108k on the, actually no, yeah, it did actually reach 112k as its high. I think that's an all-time high. Yeah, it is. Bitcoin's just been crazy, but there's a really good opportunity, and I'm gutted I missed out on it. I was too focused on gold with my 5%, and I could have, now looking back, I could have just risked like 1 or 2% and caught this move up. But where was the entry? Tuesday. Okay, yeah, it was on Tuesday. So we're above the 62 EMA. We've had the 5 and the 13 crossover here. We've had this liquidity sweep, and price action shows that it actually tapped this candle here and then reverse. It didn't quite get down to here. There's a small gap. Price gap is probably filling in there. But anyways, we could have placed a buy stop on the wick or the body. I actually say the body actually. So could have got an entry here, stop loss there, and could have rode this up. So buy stop, right? Could have rode this up, and that was pretty much a 1 to 6 trade that I missed out on, just because I was too focused on gold. But hey ho, I know for next time that if I'm 5% on a trade on another market, then I can get in on another trade with lower risk. I was just worried about the margin. I was thinking, oh, 5% on Bitcoin, 5% on gold is too much. But thinking about it now, like I mentioned, I could have just reduced my risk and it would have been fine. So that would have been a really good trade to take. But you're seeing it visually, it's all working out. Like the strategy works week in, week out on the 4 hour time frame. You do need a lot of patience for this strategy on the 4 hour, but hey, it's working for me, and I'm sure it can work for you. I don't know if anyone also see that cTrader Mobile has finally released an update that lets you change the colors of the candles, which is finally they've done that. It's been like that for years. I don't know why they've never allowed you to change the colors of the candles how you want them, but we do have the option now to do that, and I've done that straight away. All my candles, they look exactly the same on TradingView, on cTrader, on the laptop desktop version, and now cTrader Mobile. Like that's what you should do for all your candles. Have them all the same color, and there's like alerts update, so it's looking pretty good. I do want them to sync the lot size though from desktop to mobile. So the last lot size that you've used for say Bitcoin on your desktop, I want them to sync that with your mobile so that if you go to place a trade on Bitcoin, say like you place the trade of one lot size on your desktop, you go onto your mobile, it should be one lot size, not it's 0.5 on your desktop, and then you go on your phone and it's a one lot size. Because I've been stung in the past from that, just rushing in, not realizing that the lot size was wrong. So always make sure your lot size is the same on the mobile and the desktop. Okay, finishing up now. Just going to see what's going on in the markets next week. So, okay, that's interesting. So there's Sunday at 7:40. There's a Fed chair power speech. That's very high, so that can really impact the markets from Monday. Monday's no red folder news, but this will potentially affect what's going on Monday, so that'd be interesting. Tuesday, we have some US folder, red folder news. Wednesday, nothing on Wednesday. Thursday, there is red folder news for the US dollar. Some more there. And Friday, there's a lot of red folder news here for the euro. If you're trading in the euro forex pairs. And then US dollar. Yeah, more red folder news on the Friday as well. I don't normally see this as much. There's things happening on the weekends, which is quite interesting. But anyways, that's me. Appreciate everyone jumping on. As I mentioned, please do subscribe and have a great week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.